Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you're serious about investing in the digital asset space. Let's get right into it today. One take and uncut. Where do I begin? Guys, this is a must watch. Please watch until the end of the video. I want to go over a few key points that many people in the XRP community are still unaware of. If you are a newcomer, be sure to check out my previous video. I realize that a lot of people may have missed it just depending on the time that I uploaded it. So again, please watch it. They all tie in together. So just briefly to talk about this. So CGI, guys, we understand that they are one of the groups that helps Ripple. We understand that they're one of the groups that helped Swift initially in, the early 1970s build the Swift legacy infrastructure. Now they're actually a client and they do help, to my knowledge, install some of the hardware involved with RippleNet. Now, as we know that Ripple, RippleNet, and even other partners like Finastra, a RippleNet partner, a massive behemoth, are going to the cloud. No surprise, obviously, for resiliency and accessibility. We get it and we get the benefits. No more hardware maintenance for those of you that have to deal with that on a daily basis. I know I have some IT guys watching this channel. CGI is now building and also just kind of talking about these cloud solutions for governments. Now, this was sent to me by Damor Sahami, one of the boys originally from Love for Crypto, so appreciate that as always. And we can see here world's largest or fifth largest independent IT and business services firm. Now, the reason I'm just bringing this up briefly to kind of kick things into, or the kick into it, is basically referencing all the times, and of course we know that Ripple is working with the top 50 governments of the world. That is not conspiracy, that's not speculation. It's not some guy from YouTube saying that. This is straight from the horse's mouth from Ripple and many other industries. Okay, and these people have previous experience. Marcus Treacher, board of director for Swift, leadership positions for HSBC, Marjan Delantine, even selling Swift GPI products and executive with people from Standard Chartered, BlackRock, you name it. All right, it is highly connected. So we're going to go over a few pieces of news and then get over where the big money is at. So right here, guys, XRP Crypto Wolf. So something cool here. China passed a new law which allows its citizens to inherit cryptocurrency. So new inheritance laws, which allow China citizens to pass on their cryptocurrencies, digital assets, anything they own via the internet and the virtual world, even, gaming things in the future, and other crypto assets to their heirs will come into effect January 1st, 2021. So right on Cointelegraph, essentially just saying here, when a natural person dies, the legacy is the personal legal property left by she and he. And they say, that means internet property and virtual currency will be inherited. All right, very cool to see that. I don't want to die yet. I'm still waiting for Moon Day. So again, keep your private keys safe, guys, not your crypto. If it's just sitting on exchanges, do not keep the bulk of your long-term cryptocurrency on an exchange. You can create, a paper wallet online. You can get an actual cold storage wallet. Links are in the description. Just protect yourself and always look and do your own research. Okay, so right here, Stephen Bull from the DIA. In response document to European Commission consultation by the FMLC, XRP is mentioned as a bridge currency. Wow. So again, guys, no surprise. We know XRP amongst, Bitcoin, Ethereum, many other different protocols and assets are always mentioned. Typically, the big three are. And again, some of the committee members are from Bank of England, Goldman Sachs, HSBC, JP Morgan, and more. Now, we'll kind of get into this briefly. Understand Bank of England, one of the original, central banks with, Mark Carney, former governor. They've done, proof of concepts with Ripple and Interledger Protocol, all kinds of things. Even, what was it, Project Stella, even like the ECB, European Central Bank, between them and, why am I blanking? There's been some tests with Singapore. There's been tests with Canada. I think that was not Lynx, Project Lynx. There's all kinds of projects, guys, Ubin, Jasper, etc. So basically just right here, taxonomical approaches to crypto assets, response to European Commission consultation part 1. And this was new on fmlc.org, March 2020. And we can just see really quick, just listing off XRP, yet another niche. Methods of production also exist. Ripple's crypto asset XRP built to become a bridge currency to allow financial institutions to settle cross-border payments easier and faster, makes use of its own specific consensus protocol. Now, something that people do not realize, it's so silly when you have like a Bitcoin maximalist or some guy that doesn't understand distributed ledger technology say, oh, well, why don't we just do direct swaps between currencies? Why do you need a middleman? Because aren't we getting rid of middlemen and doing disintermediation? And they say, why don't you just go from euro to dollar and swap it? Well, those rates are constantly changing. And the best way to mitigate that is with a highly liquid bridge asset, guys. And guess what? If you hold XRP, you don't actually have to, deal with the spread anymore. So the benefit of holding XRP rather than Euro is with Euro, then you have to buy XRP. That's a spread fee. And then that XRP to US dollar is another spread fee. If these banks and corporates hold XRP, which can be used as a multi-currency bridge asset in their pre-funded accounts and reduce the dormant capital, they only have to pay one spread. Do you understand how deep this gets? You can say it's complex, but just high level, and this is just a super basic high level channel. Guys, there's utility with XRP, like massive, okay? And we can see even here Bank of England again, Rob Price, JP Morgan, just different folks of the committee members. Again, another model is presented by Ripple's crypto asset. Let me just kind of go straight to it. Become the bridge currency to allow financial institutions to settle cross-border payments easier and faster and make use of its own specific consensus protocol, guys. Understand the governance. There has to be a finite amount of XRP that cannot be changed. Prevents spamming. You have a limited amount of digital asset and protocol to be a part of the network. There's all reasons behind this. And again, in due research, you'll realize no other asset will solve payments like XRP will and can for wholesale usage. Now, I believe XLM will be a behemoth for retail, but again, retail versus wholesale. Do you know how much? There's quadrillions of dollars in the market. If quantitative easing by the Federal Reserve hasn't taught you that it's all just fairy dust, I don't know what will. And I'm just looking to capitalize off this. All right. And now, lastly, I want to cover this in detail. Pay attention. So, Matthew Liny sharing this. So, again, Project Ion of the DTCC. So, we understand this is all about accelerating settlement. Period, guys. Not T+5, like taking 5 days after trading. You want it T+0. Within the same day you trade, you want, to settle that money with finality over the core ledgers of these central banks. So really quick, before we get into DTCC, we understand that they transfer with their subsidiaries in 2018 alone, $1.85 quadrillion that year with a Q. They are huge. Okay, so we're going to kind of go through it, but just understand this background before we do. We understand, literally, former COO and CEO Donald Donahue was named an advisor for Ripple Labs in 2015. Okay, so we can understand that. And he was the former CEO of the DTCC, again, Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. You can see he's very interested in the capabilities of distributed payment technologies they seem to offer for improving safety, soundness, cost effectiveness of global payments and settlement infrastructures. Okay, Ripple is already a clear leader in this space, and that was in 2015, and I'm looking forward to working with the Ripple Labs team to deliver on these exciting possibilities. Okay, and you can see right here, served as COO and then CEO of DTCC. Okay, and he actually was part of them, during that crisis of 2008. Funny thing is, and again, notice how it says 1.6 quadrillion annually. That was back then. Now it's 1.85 according to 2018, and I'll show you that as well in case you think I'm lying, because I'm not. All the evidence is right in front of you. Guys, look at this. He was leading through the crisis of 2008. Funny thing is, now he's the chairman of RippleNet, aka the Global Payments Steering Group. What better leader to have than the one that basically manages the most money in the world for trade, like actual settlement. I almost said clearing. All right, so right here we can see on Business Wire back in the day, 2016. So basically a year after being advisor, we can see Global Payment Steering Group. We can see these groups: Bank of America, Santander, UniCredit, Standard. Essentially just all RippleNet partners, and Bank of Canada are the founding members of the organization known as the Global Payment Steering Group, GPSG. And pay attention here. So Ripple, the global provider of financial settlement solutions. Not clearing, not messaging, settlement. Understand XRP is the key to all of this. They're doing this slow rollout. I know it's exhausting, not financial advice, but I'm not going anywhere. I've seen all I need to see. So today announced that a number of global banks are joining forces to establish this first interbank group for global payments based on distributed financial tech. So this is all RippleNet. So Global Payment Steering Group will oversee the creation and maintenance of Ripple payment transaction rules, formalize standards for activity using Ripple, and other actions to support the implementation of Ripple payments capabilities. CIBC will also join the Global Payment Steering Group as a new member. Now right here, Mr. Donald Donahue, again, chairman of the Global Payment Steering Group of RippleNet. Again, the same name, RippleNet, Global Payment Steering Group, etc. So again, very excited to be a part of this group, forward-looking leaders who are building the payment networks of the future today. Understand, this was 4 years ago. The best time to roll out a new solution is when you're showing that the current solution is, outdated. So I believe that we will see something big by end of year. If I'm wrong, it is simply prolonged. Okay, not financial advice, guys, but I am one of the many, many people looking at this, and there's people way smarter than me that have come to the same conclusion. Okay, so right here, I just wanted to go over this, and then we'll go over Project Ion, which you'll want to pay attention to, guys, from the DTCC. All right, so do people not realize that Ripple is the one that needs XRP to truly differentiate themselves, guys, from competitors like Swift and their GPI product? GPI just competes with X Current. That's not the solution. Ripple created X Current just with their fancy messaging and kind of transparency to see the rates, but that's just part of RippleNet's whole suite of software. XRP is actually the pinnacle of all of that. XRP needs Ripple? Nope. It's the other way around. It always has been. Ripple needs XRP. Again, settlements with finality on those core ledgers of the banks that I'm talking about within seconds or minutes rather than 2 to 6 days. And of course, there's one singular standard of interoperability. So you have exact, groups. There's not going to be as many failure rates. Atomic swaps is all or nothing. And guess what, guys? DLT specifically. Why? Don Donahue is so excited, and they've been looking into DLT. Keep in mind, he joined 2015, was leader of GPSG 2015-2016, and he's talking about distributed payment systems, specifically distributed ledger technology. Now, this is also incredibly censorship resistant, scalable, meaning multiple transactions per second, TPS, cost effective, incredibly cheap. We saw Michael Arrington when he sent $50 million via XRP. It was there in 3 seconds. He watched it and he said it was roughly, 30 cents. Secure. Okay, we've already went over this. The consensus. Galgatron.net has a great blog basically explaining the consensus protocol of XRP. I believe it's just the kind of consensus mechanism versus proof of work, and it's a really cool analogy he uses to kind of break down all the technicalities if you guys just kind of like stories. So again, but I'm guessing fraudsters, fear, uncertainty, and doubt right here are always just looking at the current price. Oh, but 19 cents, 20 cents. Guys, there's no need to move the needle until it is actually being used at mass scale, period. Will it be slow and steady? Well, that's kind of been debunked by many people, including David Schwartz, CTO of Ripple. So pay attention. Wealthy investors, they're patient, they're tactical. Psychology and emotional mastery is the name of the game. And I literally said this, and I agree. Sell all of your XRP if you guys wish. Don't watch this channel. Like, it doesn't matter. I promise. XRP doesn't care what you do, and I don't care what you do. I'm telling you to do your own research. But in terms of payments, XRP will play a role in tandem with XLM. I'm bullish on, ADA, Tezos, Link, VeChain. You have to pay attention to these projects. Even HBAR, QNT. Just do your own research, okay? I'm showing XRP because it is obviously one of the most clear winners for anyone that has a brain and doesn't look at the typical market propaganda to keep everyday people out. When you Google Ripple, when you Google XRP, you see all the fear. Guys, that is what is sold to you. Use your brain, be a contrarian investor. All right, so the market's going to decide the true winners. We're looking at the documents, we're showing proof, the connections, investing in the people. I'm not going anywhere, simply a matter of time, guys, waiting for Q4. So right here with Matthew, LINY, Project Ion, DTCC. So we're going to go right here. So May 2020 just came out, guys. All right, so we can see the executive summary, and I'll kind of speed through this. So right here, fulfilling the mission, or as we know, U.S. financial industry's clearance and settlement model has evolved to be among the most cost-effective and efficient in the world. Since its creation almost 50 years ago, the mission has been to help the industry mitigate risk and reduce cost in clearing and settlements. Again, clearing, reconciliation, transparency, messaging, finding out who owes who, and then settlements is the physical action in delivery of the payments. That is where XRP would come and roll. Now, just so you know, I'm not saying Project Ion will utilize XRP, but if you've done your research and you've watched my videos on this channel, you understand that they use continuous link settlement, and they said they will be using them for the foreign exchange transactions. CLS, the foreign exchange market, does well over $5.1 trillion in transactions per day. CLS does roughly 50% of that market on a daily basis. Where do you think the money goes when they have to interoperate for the DTCC? They use the CLS. CLS is integrated with Finastra, which is a Ripple partner's global payment platform, Global Pay Plus. Literally, RippleNet is the foundation of that technology. Okay, so all I'm saying is Project Ion, they can use the permission database, they can do a permission blockchain, whatever they want. I get it. They want privacy, centralization with maybe higher transactions. That's fine. What I'm saying is this money still has to interoperate and move across borders or across ecosystems. Okay? This is where XRP comes in. So, fulfilling the mission has been a key driver. Fintech initiatives such as automation, robotics, AI, and more recently, distributed ledger technology, DLT, and digitization of assets. Tokenization, as we're talking about. We can see the paper describes DTCC's latest advancements with digital processing to shorten the time between trade and settlement. So, again, that actual finality, the receiving of the payment confirmation, everything. It's just sitting there. The money, get the value there to any type of asset, okay? The potential to leverage DLT as a pivotal piece of tech that may help bring about new efficiencies in clearing and settlement. Guys, what do you mean may? It already is, and this is a fact. Remember, banks string you along. We are going to become more and more cashless in a matter of time. This is all in front of you, okay? So we're going to keep going. So even after achieving T+2, and again, just talking about, as we can see here, so for many years, markets operated on a T+5 settlement cycle, meaning trade data or date plus 5 days to settlement. In 95, they reduced the settlement cycle from 5 days to 3 days, and this is for the DTCC. Okay. The idea now is we can see their current infrastructure supports maybe trade and then 1 day for settlement and then limited to T+0 settlement cycles. But again, we want instant, and there's still costs. There's still different issues with that without utilizing DLT to the full capability, as I've already explained, for security reasons, resiliency, actual trust. Trust might be the biggest one for blockchain, in my opinion. Again, okay? So we're going to keep going. Project Ion explores new alternative settlement models, okay, new ways to settle, leveraging the digitization of cash and re-representation of securities. Makes me think of the Target 2 Securities platform, XRP, new and again, Target 2 Securities, Task Group, Temenos, all these groups, okay, potential new accelerated settlement service. We're going to keep going. And then there's also Project Whitney, but we're just focusing on this for now. And again, right here, just as I said, last year, DTCC, through its wholly owned subsidiaries, we can see transactions of securities as well, valued at more than $1.85 quadrillion. Okay. Next, we can see this. Through rapid and iterative approach, DTCC is partnering with industry to collectively validate the most effective model that brings the broadest industry benefits. Okay. Guys, they've already checked off the box. Swift had some actual things you need to check off before becoming like a settlement mechanism and kind of the technology of the future. Literally, RippleNet and XRP check every box. Okay, you cannot do direct swaps. They want to have the ability to net and optimize payments as well. You have to have actual bars and goals and metrics and KPIs. All right, key performance indicators. So employing a modern platform underpinned by DTC's proven infrastructure. So again, partnering with other groups and fintechs right in front of you. Right here, reduction in risk, capital requirements. Guess less pre-funded accounts. Therefore, we can reduce that capital and have better capital efficiency, create new additional forms of revenue, as we're referencing in here, release of trapped capital. Again, fewer settlement obligations, reducing the liquidity resources. Guys, this is optimizing liquidity, XRP. Okay, lessen the risk of insolvency. All of this having to do with risk, liquidity, efficiency. Okay, these key words, the catch-all terms right in front of you. All right, and now right here, just to kind of look, DTC's exploration of DLT. 2015, it started with emerging tech. Well, that's funny because right in 2015, we have former CEO of the DTCC that was there in the financial crisis. And then we can see 2016 forming this global payment steering group with him leading it as the chairman. And they later called this group RippleNet. Leading banks are working with Ripple in an effort to drastically reduce the time and cost of settlement while enabling new types of high volume, low value global transactions. That is what RippleNet is. Now, if you have watched my videos, you understand what I believe and where I believe R3 comes into this with the high value transactions. High volume plus ramping up that higher value transactions pushes price up in the order books. Simply a matter of time, guys. Do your own research. I'm just saying this is something worth looking into. All right. Now, as we can see here, 2016, open source. Okay, so again, open source tech, just like the XRP ledger, funny enough. And again, this could be in reference to something else. So, just talking about API marketplaces, again, with RippleNet, it's a singular API. We're going cloud, just like CGI, and they're helping development as well, I'm guessing. I mean, CGI is going cloud as well for their, government customers. It's just all right in front of you guys. Trends are your friends. Do your own research. I just do some deductive reasoning. You might think I'm insane, but I think I'm kind of rational. So, Project Ion 2020. Time will tell. And again, you can always diversify. I'm just saying, even just a little XRP in your portfolio, in my opinion, is not a bad idea. None of this is financial advice, and I want to keep saying that. Think for yourselves, question everything, and even research what I just showed you here. With that, guys, I appreciate you as always. Thank you so much to my top channel members for the support. Jamie XRP, Mikey, Crypto Beginner, Philip, Ken Melendez. Appreciate all of you that hit the like button. Share this video around on Twitter and Facebook, and until next time.